Hello, my Star Atlas family. It's your favorite Star Atlas community content creator, Leon. If you're new to Sage Starbase, this is the ultimate guide to get you started. Stick with me because I'm going to explain a few things. The first one being a brief overview of Sage Starbase itself. The next thing is going to be how to set yourself up with ships in Starbased, basic functionalities of the game, the different game loops you can participate in, some killer strategies for you, and lastly, but perhaps the most important, how to make sure you're making a profit, you're making money. Let's do this. Let's start with section 1, which is a brief overview of Sage Starbased. Alright, before we dive in, let's briefly cover what Sage Starbased is all about. For those who are just tuning in, Sage Starbase is a strategic space exploration game within the Star Atlas Metaverse. It's where you can command your own fleet of ships, explore the galaxy, mine resources, craft valuable items and components, and of course, soon enough, engage in epic space battles. What's unique here is the real-world economy powered by blockchain, meaning every move you make can have real-world value. Section 2. Setting up your ships in Starbased. First things first, let's get you set up with your fleet. Head over to the ship marketplace and browse through the available ships. Depending on your budget, you'll want to start with a versatile ship that can handle a bit of everything: mining, crafting, and of course later on, combat. I recommend starting with a Thimble Lobby for beginners. It's affordable and versatile. Once you've acquired your ship, you'll need crew members to fly that gorgeous beast. Head to either the Star Atlas website or Tensor to find the best looking among them. Let's jump over to Starbase and deposit your ships. You'll want to head to the central space station for whichever faction you've selected. Then click on Port of Entry. Deposit your brand new ship into the game along with its crew. Well done, my friend. Now let's talk about functionality. What the heck are you going to be doing? Section 3. Basic functionality of Sage Starbased. Now that you've got your ship, let's dive into the basic functionalities of Sage. The game interface is divided into several key sections. You have the map of Galea in front of you. Each faction has a starting central space station and lots of other stations or planets on the map. The top right section deals with your account, your settings, and of course your XP and LP points, your loyalty points within your faction. Immediately below that are toggles for the overview and showing all fleets. The beauty of the blockchain, my friends, you can see everyone on the map. Let's move to the left of the screen where the magic happens. The tabs let you explore details on the planet, the inventory you have on that planet, the LP exchange into Atlas, the ships in the hangar of that planet, and of course the operations of that planet. Now, I didn't miss one. That Port of Entry tab is reserved only for the CSS, the Central Space Station. That's where you send ships and crew from your main Solana account into the game. You can't use it anywhere else but the Central Space Station. And lastly, within the core gameplay functionality, you should know how to move your ships, how to warp them, how to subwarp them, and of course, how to dock and undock them. To first undock your ships, you'll have to go to the hangar bay. Find the ship, making sure it's full of fuel already. You can click undock all, or you can click into the specific ship or fleet, and then head to the undock button. Let's click that now. Once you have it undocked, you can move it anywhere your fuel will take you. Here we go. As you can see, I have a full tank of fuel. Keeping in mind you have to make the return journey. To subwarp to where you want to go, find the subwarp button on the bottom left panel. There it is. To warp, which makes it go much faster, find the button to the left, which has the warp functionality. What's the difference between the two? Well, subwarping is a lot slower, but it uses a lot less fuel. Warping is extremely fast, but for this, you'll have to pay a price. It's incredibly expensive in fuel. Now, what about the other buttons? To the right of subwarping is the mining button. Click this to engage your fleet's mining capabilities. There's a lot of information on this page, so make sure you read it well. The button to the right of mining is the scanning button, in case you want to engage your fleet's scanning capabilities. Now there's two more buttons on this panel. The one all the way on the left is the docking button. This is to bring your ship back to the hangar. And the last one all the way on the right is the self-destruction button. This is the dangerous button. This button explodes your entire fleet, costing you valuable Atlas. Though the benefit is that your fleet gets rescued from wherever it is in space and comes back to the central space station of your faction. It's a good and a bad button. Let's go to section 4, game loops, mining, crafting, and much more. Sage Starbase is all about finding your niche within the game's economy. Let's talk about the different game loops you can actually engage in. The first one would be mining. Head to a resource-rich asteroid or planet and deploy your ships to mine those raw resources. Make sure your ship has enough cargo space to haul your loot back to the base. Here's a pro tip. Don't use the same ship that mines to haul the same cargo. Use a different cargo ship for that. Now you're thinking strategically. Crafting. Once you've gathered resources, you can craft them into valuable items, from anything from higher tier components to ships and rare artifacts. Crafted items often sell for a premium because it takes extra time, effort, and some Atlas as a fee. In my opinion, crafting can be very lucrative because you don't need a lot of ships, just crew. Upgrading and upkeeping. You're a part of a much larger faction, and they need your help. They need materials to upgrade their starbases, frameworks, particle accelerators, and power. And they also need survey data units. Not to mention food, of course. People have to eat. Where do you get all these materials? You can mine them, you can craft them, you can scan for them, or you can play the market. Let's talk about those last two things. Scanning. It's very similar to mining. Specific ships can be tasked to explore Galea and scan for mysterious data cubes. These cubes are very hard to find, so make sure you have the right ships equipped for the job. The last one is playing the market. Every economy needs a bustling marketplace. Don't have ships, don't have crew, but you have a shrewd eye for a great deal? Play the market, my friend. Buy resources, ships, materials, compounds, and much more at a low price or when you spot a bargain. What's the next step after that? You sell it, of course. There are two sides to every market. Try your luck at being the next market tycoon. Section 5, strategies for beginners. Now, let's touch on some strategies to help you get ahead in Sage Starbase. The first one will be diversifying your activities. Don't put all your resources into one loop. Mining, crafting, and trading can complement each other, giving you multiple streams of income. This also helps you build on the strengths of each fleet. For example, if you have some small air bikes with a crew of 5, instead of asking them to haul cargo, they should be crafting, while your much larger vessels haul that cargo for you. The second one is crafting. Crafting, in my opinion, is the second easiest loop to participate in. Search for products or resources that you can craft for a profit. There is always an opportunity because other people are lazy. They want to buy the finished product. They don't want to put in the extra work to make it. When was the last time you built a car yourself? When did you last buy components for your computer and put them together? You see what I mean? While you can do it, most people don't. That's where the opportunity lies. And my last one is mining hydrogen. By far the easiest game loop to make profits is by mining hydrogen. This loop has been proven time and time again. Mining hydrogen is extremely easy. Have your fleets at the central space station, mine hydrogen, remove the cargo, and repeat. There's no need to hold the cargo anywhere, significantly reducing the logistical costs. Now, the question is, what do you do with that hydrogen? Will you craft it into fuel or will you sell it? That's totally up to you. Section 6 is tips for new players. Now, you don't have to do everything alone. Find friends, find buddies, or find a DAC, a decentralized autonomous corporation. You can specialize in one product line or activity while they focus on another. Together, you'll have a stronger impact on the economy and your bottom line. Fuel is your lifeline. Always make sure you've got enough fuel to make it back from your travels. Running out of fuel in deep space can be a costly mistake. Upgrade wisely. As you earn more, it's always a good idea to reinvest in your ships or your fleet. Better modules mean better performance and higher profits. More crew means faster crafting, which means you can sell that item quicker to buy more crew. You get what I mean? Read up on the industry veterans tips. This one is from Athea's Flipside dashboard, where they detail how you can make a profit based on your fleet's value. Here are their general guidelines to make sure you make money. Number 1, find profitable game loops. Number 2, reduce the number of transactions, which means reducing your Solana fees. Number 3 is use automation if you can, and number 4 is compound your returns. What's my last tip? Be patient. Sage is a marathon, it's not a sprint. Take your time, learn the ropes, and enjoy the journey. And that's it for this tutorial, my friends. I know it'll definitely help you out. If anything, just a tiny little bit. And remember, the galaxy is vast, but with the right strategies, it's all yours to conquer. Until next time, this is Leon, your guide to the stars. I'll see you very soon.